Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 8, entitled as Akshara Brahma Yoga. Now we are entering into Chapter 8, which is entitled as Akshara Brahma Yoga. This chapter only has 28 slokas, short chapter, of course, loaded with a lot of information that we need to learn. In the 7th chapter, we learned the paratvam and saulabhyam, that is the greatness of Krishna as well as his disposition. Vasudeva, that is Krishna, is the absolute truth. He is greater than anyone else. He is the only one who is worshipable for those who are aspirant of moksha, because only he can give moksha. No other devatas can do so. We saw that the entire creation, which consists of matter and the living entities, the spirit soul, are all his energies, parts and parcel of Krishna. He is the master and everything else is to serve him. Krishna, who has unlimited great wonderful qualities which no one else can have, he is greater to anyone else because of these unlimited qualities that he has. And that Krishna, who is Supreme Personality of Godhead, is not understood by most of the people because of their covering. The covering of material nature in the form of one's own body, the senses, the external enjoyable objects. All these are called prakriti, and because of their previous karmas and vasanas, they are pulled into the liking and disliking of this world. Hence they are not able to think about me, that is Krishna. They are not interested in Krishna, doesn't want to know about Krishna. Then what to speak about worshipping Krishna, what to speak about becoming devoted to Krishna. None of those things is going to happen. And they are very conservative. They cannot think beyond their body and senses. They cannot think about Atma. They cannot think about me because of their accumulation of karma from their many previous lives. They are not able to see my real identity. But rare among them are those people who come to me because of their previous virtuous deeds, punya karma. They are of 3 types. One who is interested in material gains, aishwaryarthi, and the second one who is interested in moksha, wanting to enjoy their self, atma, kaivalyarthi, and one who wants to attain me, who wants to be only for my pleasure, bhaktas or jnanis. They come to me, worship to me, offer prayers to obtain whatever they want. And those classes of devotees, the three classes of devotees, knows what is Brahman, adhyātmaṁ, karmam, adhibhūtaṁ, adhidaivaṁ, adhyātmaṁ. Because they know this, they are able to perform their activities accordingly and remember me also accordingly at the time of leaving their body to attain what they want. And chapter 7 ended. Well, big question mark in Arjuna's mind. What are those things that you just mentioned, these terms? Some terms seem to be familiar, but I'm not sure if what I understood is the same thing what you're trying to convey here, or it has a different meaning. Since Krishna did not explain the details in the 7th chapter, the 8th chapter opens up with Arjuna's question asking Krishna, explain to me these terms that you mentioned previously in the last 2 slokas. So the sloka 1 and 2 is where Arjuna is asking questions, and in the 3rd sloka Krishna addresses the first 3 terms, and in the 4th sloka Krishna addresses the next 3 terms. So that covers Brahman, adhyātmaṁ, karma, adhibhūtaṁ, adhidaivaṁ, adhyātmaṁ. Then in the 5th sloka, Krishna talks about in what manner one should remember him. And in the 6th sloka, if one doesn't think in that manner what Krishna just said, what will happen to that person? And in the 7th sloka, thinking of me at the time of leaving the body is not an easy program, which means one's lifestyle should have been in such a way, thinking of me, so that facilitates one's thought to remember me at the time of death. And in the 8th sloka, different modes of meditation to be followed by these various aspirants is being said. That is from 5th to 8th is entirely about remembrance of Krishna at the time of death. And in the 9th through 13th sloka, remembrance by Yoga Mishra Bhaktis, the Bhaktas who are interested not in pure devotion but the other categories that we already saw, but they come to Krishna and worship. So they have been mentioned in 9th through 13th sloka. And 14th and 15th sloka, remembrance of pure devotees, Shuddha Bhakti, Shuddha Bhaktas, how does they meditate and the mode of attainment for them are explained. In the 15th sloka, the difference between the previous Bhaktas and this particular Bhakta will be explained. The 16th sloka through 22nd, it is about comparing the material and the spiritual world. In the 16th sloka, Krishna gives an introduction of this section, and 17th through 19th describes the time arrangement for the creation and the dissolution of all the 14 worlds, planets. And 20 and 21, 2 slokas, talks about those who are interested in the moksha. And 22nd states that the object of worship or object that the jnani has for attainment is far superior than others who worship Krishna to attain certain things. And 23 to 28, Krishna introduces two path, two marga, and elaborates on that. 23rd sloka is an introduction that there are two paths that one takes based on who they are, what they are aspiring for. In 24th, Archaradi Marga, the path of light, that is common to the knowers of the true nature of self. And 25th sloka, Dhumadi Marga, the path of smoke, in which those who have done some pious deeds, they travel in this particular path. And in the 26th sloka, the difference between these two paths are explained. And in 27th sloka, Krishna declares that anyone who knows clearly these two paths will not be deluded. And finally, the last sloka, 20th sloka, speaks of the benefit gained by knowing the subject matter. Now, let's spend a few minutes to understand the meaning of this title, Akshara Brahma Yoga. Kshara means that which diminishes, perishes. Akshara means that which doesn't diminish, in other words, imperishable. Adhyātmaṁ. Adhyātmaṁ means the true nature. That means Akshara Adhyātmaṁ means to know the true nature of that which is imperishable. It is about the soul, which is called here as Akshara, because the soul is imperishable. So the Akshara Adhyātmaṁ means the essential nature of the pure self that is free from any traces of Prakriti. We all know the Atma with the body, but we don't know the nature of the Atma that is without the body. It doesn't know its essential nature, and that is what is being said here, explained here. And hence, that becomes the title of this chapter. As we have already studied in the previous chapter, that there are Aishwaryarthi, Kaivalyarthi, Bahavallabharthi. They three should have the knowledge of what is Akshara. And they all three should also adopt worship of Krishna in a manner that is appropriate to get their benefit from Krishna, and correspondingly how they can remember Krishna at the time of death, what they need to contemplate on. Those things also should be known. So this chapter brings forth three important subjects: what one should know, what one should practice, and what one should give up. Vedyam, Upadheyam, Tyajyam. That becomes the subject matter for chapter 8, Akshara Brahmam. In our next session, we will start with the slokas. Namaste, Hare Krishna.